Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a clear, scientific, and objective look at the female reproductive system to understand a very common biological occurrence. What actually happens when menstrual periods are irregular? We're going to strip away the guesswork and look strictly at the medical data. Together, we'll explore the biological mechanics of the menstrual cycle, what shifts its timeline, and why understanding this is literally the ultimate tool for monitoring your overall health.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our scientific journey covers 5 key parts. First, defining the cycle. Second, common causes of irregularity. Third, ovulation and fertility. Fourth, when to see a doctor. And finally, why it's not always serious.
It starts with a simple but absolutely vital question. What makes a cycle irregular in the first place? To answer this, we have to look closely at the mathematical baseline of the menstrual cycle. You know, the human body operates on this incredible rhythmic biological clock driven by hormones like estrogen and progesterone. When we talk about an irregular cycle, we're essentially talking about a deviation from the standard, predictable biological timeline.
Section 1. Defining the cycle. 28 days. That's the golden number. The average gap between periods starting, which is how the menstrual cycle is actually measured, is roughly 28 days. The cycle is counted from the very first day of one period to the first day of the next. But, as with all human biology, average doesn't mean absolute, and there's plenty of room for natural variation. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference between natural variation and true irregularity. A normal cycle can safely vary anywhere from 24 to 34 days. That's entirely standard. However, a cycle is officially classified as irregular if the gap between periods shrinks to less than 21 days, or stretches out to over 35 days. It's also considered irregular if the time between periods constantly changes from month to month without a predictable pattern.
Section 2. Common causes.
So, what objective, biological, and environmental triggers actually alter this timeline? The sources outline several primary triggers. Stress and anxiety are major factors. They can directly interrupt the hormones regulating your cycle. Then we have sudden weight loss or excessive weight gain. Pregnancy is, of course, a highly common natural reason for a missed period. But we also see underlying medical conditions listed here, specifically polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, and thyroid problems, both of which heavily influence hormone production.
Beyond those, the medical data highlights a few other everyday variables that can naturally shift this biological timeline. Hormonal birth control, like the pill, injections, or an IUD, can frequently cause shifts or breakthrough bleeding. Doing extreme amounts of exercise is another trigger. And importantly, we have to consider natural life stages. It's highly common for periods to be irregular when they first start during puberty or when a woman is nearing menopause, a phase known as perimenopause.
Section 3. Ovulation and fertility. How do these shifts interact with the reproductive system? Well, first, we need to understand ovulation. Ovulation is the monthly biological process where the ovaries release an egg. This process is triggered by changing female hormone levels every single month. From a biological standpoint, regular ovulation is the required baseline for natural fertility. Let's move to and see how this builds into a step-by-step biological chain reaction. Step 1. A hormonal change or imbalance occurs, driven by any of the causes we just discussed. Step 2. Because those hormones are off balance, the ovaries may not release an egg on a predictable schedule, resulting in irregular ovulation or sometimes no ovulation at all. Step 3. As a direct consequence, getting pregnant naturally becomes more difficult. If the timing of the egg's release is unpredictable, mapping out a fertility window becomes highly challenging.
Section 4. When to see a doctor. Our goal here is to remove the guesswork by providing a clear, actionable list. If you're tracking your cycle and notice any of these specific criteria, medical professionals recommend scheduling an evaluation. These include if your bleeding lasts longer than 7 days, if you've missed your period 3 times in a row, if you experience unusually heavy bleeding, such as needing to change protection every hour for 2 to 3 hours, or if you have bleeding or spotting between your periods. Checking in with a doctor for these objective markers is just good practice to ensure everything is functioning safely.
Section 5. Not always serious. While we just covered when to seek medical advice, it's absolutely vital to look at the broader, reassuring context. So the crucial point is this: irregular periods are not usually a sign of a severe medical problem. The human body is incredibly responsive to its environment. A stressful month at work, a new intense workout routine, or a natural shift in age can all temporarily alter your biological clock. While keeping track of your cycle with a diary or an app is a great health habit, an irregular period doesn't inherently mean you have a dangerous condition. It's all about gathering data on your own body and paying attention without unnecessary panic. As we conclude this explainer, I want to leave you with this exact quote to remember. An irregular cycle can have many causes, so understanding the pattern is the first step. Your body is constantly communicating with you through these timelines, so what pattern is your body trying to show you right now?